I wanted to introduce Sandy Bosnic. You may recall earlier I said she was my other favorite professor at IS&T. I know, I'm so nice. So nice. So Sandy is a really big advocate here at IS&T for women in IT and closing the gender gap. She runs a number of programs that help us get there. She goes all over the U.S., Boulder, right, advocating on behalf of this. Yeah, and she is just kind of a rad human being. So Sandy, I know, we are going to have a panel of these lovely young ladies from all over. They're majoring in all different types of things in the college. We'll have them introduce themselves, but we really encourage you to ask questions. You have question cards on your tables in case you feel stumped and you don't know what to ask them. But they are currently students here. So if you're looking for, like, you know, not that long ago, they were your guys' age trying to figure out what they wanted to major in. And so you can maybe ask them about their life story, like how they ended up here, what their favorite part about IT is, all sorts of ideas. So I'm going to pass this off to Sandy, but I hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you, Amanda. Well, welcome. I want to extend my personal welcome to everyone here. I'm so excited to see you all. As she said, I am very excited about our Women in IT programs and encouraging young women to explore IT. You've noticed that what's been flipping across the screen up here is our Sit With Me campaign, and I noticed some of you have already taken pictures with the red chair. Maybe didn't really know what the red chair was. When you did, it's like, oh, there's this backdrop, and I'll take my picture here, and it's cool. But this is a great national campaign that we're a part of. The College of IS&T is a member of the National Center for Women in Technology's Academic Alliance. And so this is a group of universities, there's corporations also involved in a branch, all working towards the same goal of increasing the number of women. And one of the campaigns that was started is the Sit With Me campaign, and we sit to take a stand. And it's to help recognize that who's missing at the table, and that's what the red chair represents. And you can see, you'll recognize some faces maybe as they go by. You can Google it. There's all little short videos on why we sit to take a stand. So I just wanted to let you know that that's why the red chair is there. Make sure while you're here sometime, take a picture if you haven't already, or take a couple, and be part of our red chair campaign. So that's one of our small programs that we're doing. Another one of my favorite programs is our NCWIT Aspirations in Computing Award. We are the Nebraska and Southwest Iowa affiliate. We're partnering with UNL this year. This is our 5th year hosting the award, and I know we have at least 2 past winners here. I'm going to raise their way. They won 2012 and 2014. And we have several other students here in the college that are past winners too. Like I said, this is our 5th year. And we have with us today our Educator of the Year this year, Christine Shabram. So congratulate her. And I encourage you to go out to aspirations.org, and if you go to the About tab and go to awardees, you can look up the winners from this year. Let's find it here and select 2016. All right, these are some students from the Omaha, Lincoln, Nebraska area that are really very similar to you, have the same kind of aspirations in computing. The award is for 9th through 12th graders. So every single one of you can apply next year. Go to aspirations.org, and you teachers sponsor your students. We have 21 students that we're recognizing this year, and we have an event that we invite all of our awardees to. So just wanted to spread the word about NCWIT and their great programs. They choose 35 national winners too, and they get to go on a big trip and get recognized. So encourage you to check into that. With that, that's all you need to hear from me. The people that you're here to see, as I said, are current students, and I'm going to turn it over to them. To start with, if you wouldn't mind, of course, introducing yourselves and telling us what your major is, and then maybe how you ended up where you are.
All right. Hi, I'm Elisa. I'm a sophomore, and I'm studying information assurance, which is like computer security. I really didn't see myself in IS&T when I came to college. I was originally engineering, and I just kind of fell into it. I thought it sounded really interesting to me, and I'm really glad I chose it. It definitely makes sense to me, and I really enjoy the classes. So,
Hi, I'm Nicole, also a sophomore studying information assurance. I also didn't come in as a computer major. I came in as bioinformatics, so I was, but I didn't choose it because I was interested in computers. We have a scholarship, and you could do engineering or computers. And my family, they do computer things as their jobs. So they just pushed me to try it, and I ended up really enjoying it. So stayed.
Hi, my name is Kat Slump. I'm a junior IT innovation major. I ended up choosing the major because it seemed that all of my peers were choosing majors that kind of put them into a corner, and I really wanted to have like a plethora of opportunities. So with IT innovation, I can pair anything with tech. It's really idea focused. So think of like Shark Tank, like kind of entrepreneur, come up with an idea, go and develop it, things like that. I was really interested in that, and so the opportunities available, I really was interested. So.
Hi, I'm Keegan Mahoney. I'm a senior in Management Information Systems, and I also didn't originally start out in IT. I started out with engineering and civil engineering, and I switched because I had some great influencers to influence me to try out IT when I was not enjoying engineering. And so I took that leap of faith and switched, and it's been the best decision I've ever made.
I'm Delaney Lyman. I'm a sophomore information assurance student, and I was in high school and I did robotics and I did broadcasting and all that kind of techie stuff, but I had no clue what I wanted to do with it. And then my sister came home from college just raving about information assurance, being like, oh my gosh, cryptography, hacking, this is really cool and interesting. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be a spy. That sounds awesome. And so I gave it a go, and it's really fun. So.
Hi, my name's Emily. I'm a senior in bioinformatics. And when I was applying for colleges, I really wanted to go into like the medical field. I wanted to do things with like the hard sciences like that. But then I got to looking into scholarships, just like Elisa and a couple other people on the panel, and came across bioinformatics. Never heard of it before. It sounded really scary and intense, but I did some research and I figured out what it was, and I've been in love with it ever since. And now I'm, instead of going pre-med, I'm actually going to go in and do research with bioinformatics. So, yeah.
Do we have any questions to start with? Anybody have any thing you want to start? Could you hear that question? What made them want to choose UNO?
I participated in the IT Innovation Cup my senior year, which is basically my major within the course of 9 months. So I got to create a product within like 9 months, do everything from research for it, developing it out. I ended up putting like an app on the App Store, and I just like fell in love with that process. So I knew UNO was like the school for me just because of that dose of experience that I had.
Well, first off, I'll say UNO has really, really great scholarships, and that's a huge part of it. I think a lot of us up here are Scott Scholars, and that paired with the Region Scholarships creates a full ride scholarship, which is really, really nice. But I was really attracted to UNO because I went to some of their summer camps. I went to the bioinformatics camp and some of their like Lego workshops just to like be part of the campus, see what it was about, and I really liked the faculty, and I liked the peers, and I liked the environment. And as many schools don't have information assurance, this is where I ended up.
Well, can you follow on with that? I think UNO is a great school. Obviously, I'm a huge advocate of UNO, but you've each had different opportunities to work in the field as a student, right? As everyone have. Can you share what you're doing with your program while you're a student? You know, what opportunities were opened up to you by being part of this campus?
Like internships and stuff. Yeah. So I've had lots of opportunities as a student to intern several places. I started out actually working here at the college, which opened up a lot of opportunities. And then my first internship was at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska right here in Exarban. And I was a project management intern there. So that was a really great internship to start out with. And then from the Grace Hopper Conference, which is a conference for women in IT that the college actually sent me on, I got an internship at Macy's.com in San Francisco, which I did last summer. And I did project management there as well, and it was a great experience. And then right now, I'm currently a project management intern at Flywheel, which is a startup in downtown Omaha. So yeah, lots of opportunities.
Yes, yeah. A plethora, I use that word all, like, I'm using it a lot tonight, but it's true. So many opportunities have come through UNO. I went to Japan last summer. That was crazy, but as well as having an internship, I work at Flywheel as well as a software engineer doing that. And then through Grace Hopper, same as Keegan, I received an internship offer with Apple this summer, so I'll be in California there.
I also started working in the dean's office here, and that's how I got good recommendations. And I went to the internship fair this past December, and I got an offer at Union Pacific. So really, the faculty just want to see you succeed, and they will make sure that you do to the best of their ability.
I also started working in the dean's office here, and yeah, I think all of us did. And when you start working there, you meet Deepak, who will push you to get an internship. And so I started working at Baldwin Hackett and Meeks, and I'm gonna be doing some design engineering, working with like the user interfaces that that you would work with or you would click on, whatever, when you work with someone's software. And they definitely give you a lot of opportunities. Like she said, Japan. Me and Nicole are going to be going to Dallas with Miss Bosnic at the end of March. So they like to send you places. They want to push you to succeed. So I like that. I don't think you would get that at a different university.
So I kind of have a different story of working here. So obviously I started working in the dean's office too, just like everyone else here. But as I got older and I realized I wanted to do research in bioinformatics, that's what I'm doing now. So it's kind of hard to find internships when you're a bioinformatics major in Omaha, just because there's not a lot of companies that do that kind of stuff around here. And so I talked to one of Dr. Cooper, who's going to be on the panel tomorrow. She's my research mentor, and so she's helping me, collect data off of biological websites, and then we're going to use all these cool programs that I've helped written to analyze the data, and then we're going to make all these cool graphs. And I'm actually presenting at a research conference or fair in March. So you could do internships, you can do research, even if you're not bioinformatics, you could do research for computer science or IA, whatever. So there's a lot of opportunities. And UNO is in IS&T, they hook you up. So don't worry, you'll find a job. I guarantee it. And you did study abroad. Yeah, and I study abroad too, but I'm done talking. That's a lot of.
And you're all paid. All of the internships are paid for the majority of them are, except in a couple of cases, which are very special, but great part-time job. So what else do you have? Question?
What was your favorite thing to do in middle school or high school?
So I did a bunch of different things, like student council, cross country, pole vault, soccer, show choir, broadcasting, and robotics, a lot. But my favorite thing to do was probably show choir. Yeah, I am in the acapella group on campus. I still do that stuff, but I really liked our broadcasting team because it was just starting up. It was brand new. So I got to be part of this team starting something brand new. There really wasn't a lot of people in it. It was kind of underground and trying to get funding. But I got to not only work on video editing and learn about that kind of software, which was really neat. But I also got to be an anchor for the club. So that was really, really fun. And it was cool because it was just brand new. No one had seen it before.
I'll add
I'll add. I thought of something. My favorite thing in high school was definitely working on the yearbook. I started out as a design editor, and I just loved designing the yearbook pages. It was so fun. And then that led me to being able to go after and get the editor-in-chief position my senior year. And I think that's truly like when my inner project manager came out. So like you can really identify like what you want to do maybe in high school from going after those types of like opportunities and lead your clubs and do that sort of thing, because it'll help you a lot also for getting scholarships as well. So.
And also for realizing what you think you want to do, but you might not actually want to do it once you try it. So I was like in competitive dance like my whole life, like since I was itty bitty, like yeah, all the dance mom stuff, like for sure. And I took up golf my junior year of high school, ended up getting a scholarship to golf here at UNO. So I did that my freshman year and realized that like tech was my main passion and I wasn't allowing myself to kind of fully embrace that. So I realized I ended up quitting after my freshman year and realized that like that was more of an interest to me in tech. So, nope.
You forgot your question.
What is bioinformatics?
You don't want to answer? Oh, no, thank you.
Basically, this is kind of bioinformatics in a nutshell. Take biology and computer science and smush them together. So basically, you're using like computer technology to analyze biological data. You know, you could use it, like I'm using it to study like cancer genomes to try to identify genes that are mutated for cancers. So basically, you're just using that computer power to help you do things in biology faster, analyzing data and all that good stuff.
What's advice for our careers in the future? Like, I don't know, just good advice.
Okay. I would say, did this go off? No. To start out, I guess, since you guys are in middle school, I would say to start when you're in high school and middle school, take those challenging courses that you might be afraid might be too hard, but take those challenging courses because they really will help you in college and beyond, like AP classes, dual enrollment classes. Take advantage of those because it really will challenge you and help you decide where you may want to go, where you may want to major. And then, yeah, get involved also in school activities. Maybe they're not related to like what you want to do, like IT. Like, for example, I was on dance team and yearbook and that sort of things. Those weren't directly related to IT, but they helped me in other aspects, like becoming a leader and being able to communicate with a staff, that sort of thing. So definitely take advantage of all your opportunities and kind of find some interest in like go deep into those and join some clubs and that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, follow your passions. Like I know for me, once I got the choice of like graphic design and computer science, things like that, like I was just so much more excited to go to school, like not having to do like just the regular required classes.
Yeah, I'd agree. Just push yourself, and even if you think you aren't good at something, asking questions does a lot. So you might not think you get it at first, but just ask the right questions. Don't be afraid to, and you might actually be really good at it.
I would also say don't be afraid to like take risks or do something that you think you would never do. It's like I think like probably half of us, none of us saw ourselves in IT or computers at all. And it was just kind of like a leap and we went for it and we all loved it. So don't be afraid to do something that you are hesitant to do.
Anything else? Okay. Another question?
If you had like a redo for your high school years, is there anything you'd do differently?
I have one thing. I would say figure out if there's programming classes and take those, definitely. I had no idea what IT was until I came to college, so yeah. I think all of us.
I would, okay, so like once I got to college, I figured out that like they really encourage you to like talk to your professors and like be friends with your professors and like ask questions and go to their office hours. And I've definitely taken advantage of that. And it's really neat. Like you just learn so much more when you're talking to your teachers, when you're, friends with them and you can like ask the questions that you might be afraid to ask if they weren't your friends. So if I were to go back and do high school again, I would talk to my teachers a lot more. I was terrified. I didn't want to talk to them at all, but they're really not scary. They're there to help you. And the more you talk to them, the more you'll probably be successful in that class and learn more.
I would say that I would probably reach out and look for opportunities in my community because I did a lot of extracurriculars at my high school, but like things like this, like I didn't even think about like thinking of doing things in the community that are far from my schoolwork, you know what I mean? So like finding this kind of thing or doing like summer camps where you like go away for a weekend and you have to make a ton of new friends, like do things that are kind of out of the box, like what Elisa says, like take the risks because honestly, like the scariest things that you do in your life, you'll get the biggest benefit out of them and you will look back and just be so happy that you did it. So things like this is exactly what I would have done if I could redo it. So you guys are already ahead of me. So good job.
So have you guys seen any advantages being in technology as a woman? Or have you have you had some doors shut because you're a woman?
In my experiences, I've had like a lot of opportunities, and I feel like it's usually helps sometimes to be a woman. Like a lot of places that maybe they don't have as many developer interns or that are girls, like they'll want to hire, especially because you're a female. I think that was my experience at Macy's. They didn't have, I think there was maybe like maybe one girl other than me in like the development side as an intern. All of the other girls were on the business side and like site merchandising and that sort of thing. And all of the guys were, of course, the developers. So I think it kind of can help you at times. In my experience, I haven't had any doors closed because of it, but I know that there are those situations as well.
I found it a little bit like when I was searching for jobs, like some places seemed a little bit more like dude oriented, like especially in the engineering field, which is like you run into it all the time. But I ran into that and really tried to like go somewhere where I didn't feel that. And so like somewhere with really good culture, like I'm at Flybill currently. I know you guys will visit there, I think tomorrow or the next day. Friday, and I'll be there when you visit. So you kind of like go somewhere where you're more comfortable, and yeah, that's like where I've run into it, but it's not necessarily terrible.
I know at least 3 of you, maybe more, have studied abroad in some capacity. Would you share with us like how long the program was, where you went, and what you liked about what you got out of it?
I went to Japan in July. It was 2.5 weeks and very traditional living. And a lot of the people I met, they were from other countries. So United States, people from the United States went. People from Japan obviously were there because we were at their university, but there were people from like Korea and from like a bunch of other countries. So it was very neat. Got a tour of Tokyo, all of those areas. And really kind of got a sense for their culture. And then also there were some like kind of tech business oriented classes. So hearing about that was interesting, but it was all paid for thanks to the College of IS&T, except for flight. But learned a lot, met a lot of cool people, opened up my mindset.
And course credit, what did you earn? Did you earn course credit? Well, that was a workshop kind of idea.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks.
The short ones aren't
like
necessarily
2 hours of class in the morning a day, so it wasn't.
Great experience.
Yes, it was.
I did 3 weeks in India, not last summer, but the summer before that. And we got to travel around to 3 different cities within India, and we were studying India's critical issues. There was 8 different critical issues we were studying, and I got course credit for a business administration course, which helped me because MIS is part business, part IT. So that was helpful.
And I also studied abroad in India. I did a full semester, so I was there for 5 months back in fall 2014. And it was honestly hands down the best experience of my entire life. I would be there right now if I could. I highly encourage all of you guys to study abroad, whether it's a semester or a 3-week thing or a 2-week thing or a 1-week thing, whatever. Just get out there and explore. And honestly, like being a student, being young and doing it through a study abroad program, it's, I think, so much more like a safer way to do it if you want to travel. But then also, like, you're going with friends. Like, you know, Keegan had a group of students go with her. So did Kat. Like, I had roommates. So it's like, it's a good environment to like really immerse yourself in the culture and eat a lot of Indian food and then come back and not think anything spicy anymore because you just want spicy all the time. But like, yeah, it was, I could literally talk about it for hours. And if you guys have more questions about study abroad or anything, come talk to us and we will convince you. I promise you we will.
Did you study IT in India?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's
No,
important.
that's okay.
Yeah, I studied at an IT college in northern India, kind of like in the Himalaya Mountains. And I took a couple of classes there in computer science. And then I also did some research there with one of the biotech people. So.
What is something you find at UNO that you don't find in other colleges?
CodeCrush. Maverick Hockey. Yeah, Axe Arena. Sandy Vlasnik. Man Rugger. I don't know. I don't have an answer to this. I can just name off cool people.
Yeah, definitely lots of scholarships. We kind of touched on it before, but a lot of us up here have the Scott Scholarship, and that's for IT and engineering. And that's combined with the Regents, which you have to apply for it, is full. So that's like really amazing. But they also have a ton of other scholarships. I think there's a site online where you like do your application for like, you just do one application, but it's like 26 different scholarships that you apply for. And there's a lot of money when you're a woman in IT.
I have one small thing. The dorms are really nice, actually, because they have, you can each have your own bedroom. So, like, you have your own bedroom, you shut your door if you want to get away from your roommates, and then you have a common room and, like, even a kitchen sometimes. And I know, like, at Lincoln, if you go to their dorms, they're, like, really small, and you have 2 beds right next to each other. So if your roommates wants to be up and loud and you're trying to sleep, like, that is gonna be horrible.
I'm your roommate, lady. What are you saying?
I think a lot of us, like, I know we've already touched on it, but like the opportunities we've had, literally, if we would have gone anywhere else, probably would not have existed. Like, a lot of us, like, we've had specific opportunities that have been thrown at us that have like kind of driven us in a different direction, in good ways, and in bad for some of us. I don't know. It might have all been good, but like, I don't know. You can be like, the numbers are like lower here. Like, there's like less people than maybe some other colleges, but like with that, you also get more opportunity and a better chance to know your professors. And like from that, you're just like opportunities left and right. So.
Also, the location, being in Omaha, that is where a lot of the opportunities come with. The companies around here know UNO, they know the IT program, and so I'd say that coupled with our college and our faculty really are what make the opportunities and what make UNO unique over other colleges. What? Oh, class sizes are good. They're typically smaller, which is nice, which kind of goes along with what she said. You can really get to know your professors really well. They're all really approachable, really nice. So that's awesome. And another thing I was going to say was with the location, it's nice because I think most of us live on campus. So you can go get away from your family, but if you miss them, you can go back on the weekends if you're from Omaha at least, or Lincoln, whatever, which is really nice because I think a lot of people get homesick, or, you know, you can go out to dinner at night, whatever, and then you can come back and still be at college, which is really nice.
What is the hardest thing you had to get through?
See.
Well, this is my hardest thing I had to get through in college, I guess, was definitely living alone in San Francisco this summer. Like, it was like going out, not knowing anyone, just completely blind, not knowing where to live, just going and staying there. It was pretty hard. And like the job was pretty demanding. So, but like in the end, it was totally worth it, because like that sense of fulfillment afterwards, when you have your manager tell you that you did a great job, and like, you know, that sort of thing, it made it totally worth it. And you like learn that I can live on my own in a city halfway across the country. So that opens up so much more opportunities. Now I can know that I can take a full-time job after graduation in San Francisco, because I did it before. So yeah, that was definitely the hardest thing I've done.
We've got it pretty easy here.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna be really corny though. I have a really hard time saying no to people. Like if Deepak comes up and is like, "Hey, I need you to help me do this," I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Even though I like already have a ton of other things going on. But that's the cool thing, is that like there's so many opportunities to be involved in just really small, minute ways. Like, you know, we're involved in CodeCrush right now, and this could be the only thing we're doing, but we also get to hang out with like really cool people and be a part of a really cool initiative. There's just so many opportunities for you guys to be in, you know, student organizations, or, you know, a cappella groups, or, you know, whatever. So I think for me, it's just been trying to find a balance too between work and play and school. Like there's so much I want to do, but you kind of have to hone it down into the things that you're most serious about, most passionate about. But yeah.
Anybody else? A couple of you mentioned some activities that you're doing in the music, and some have mentioned clubs. But so once you got to college and you came to UNO, what did you try to be involved with? I mean, that's the challenge, right? Is finding things that you like to do, that you have time for outside of class and outside of work and all those things. So can you share a little bit about what you do for fun, whether it's involved with the university or not?
Yeah, well, I'll pitch the IS&T clubs. Every single major in IS&T has a club. So like Maverick Club for Bioinformatics, MISO is for MIS, Nullify. I'm not going to keep going through them, but every single major has a club. So you come in with a major in IS&T, you're already a part of a really cool friend group. So I do that. And then I'm part of the honors program. I spend a lot of time organizing events for that. And then a lot of working and doing research and stuff.
I really tried to get involved at Hyper, which is the like gym or exercise place up on North Campus. I took a rock climbing class, and that was really fun because I didn't know how to do that at all. And now I'm doing like swimming lessons, like how to like actually swim like fast people do. So that's really fun. And I have an a cappella group on campus. I'm the vice president of that now, and that's been really fun. It's the only a cappella group on campus, and that was something I was really passionate about in high school, so I'm glad that I was able to continue it and be a part of like forwarding that group. Other than that, I have definitely gotten into like Minecraft and like setting up servers and like hanging out with my roommates and doing like weird techie things. So, I mean, it's been fun.
I think I took an entrepreneurs class like my second half of freshman year, and then the professor was like, "Oh, you need to like check out CEO." So it's an entrepreneur group on campus. 2 years later, I'm the president running that, and it's an interesting position. I don't think anyone from this college has ever run a club on that college before, so it's been interesting. But I was really able to like have my tech stuff here, but also have my interest in entrepreneurship be fulfilled in that program as well.
I would say working here, we all worked here at one point, and I think it gives you a lot of good opportunities because you always have Deepak, like, you need to do this, join this, go work here. So I think that was great. And you get to know the professors really well. So you build a lot of good relationships, and those also help give you those opportunities that we were talking about.
My question goes to all of you and then goes directly to the seniors. First of all, are your programs basically a 4-year program? or do they take longer? And for the seniors, if you're in your last semester, what's your plans after this? Do you have jobs already or going on to grad school or what?
So yes, management information systems is a 4-year degree, and I will be finishing my 4 years in May, so I'm graduating. And actually, I could have graduated a little bit early because of all the dual enrollment I took in high school, so encourage you guys to do that. But I just extended it out, like I just am taking a light semester right now just to stay in college because I have a scholarship, so why not? And then I'm graduating in May. I have an offer from Macy's.com in San Francisco to be a full-time project manager there. I'm not sure if that's something I'm going to do. Like I'm interested in it, but I haven't decided yet. And then because I want to also see at the place I'm working at now, Flywheel, if there's possibility for full-time there. So I will weigh my options when I have them and decide one of those two. But yes, I will have a job when I graduate.
I'm staying here to work on a master's degree. Bioinformatics is a 4-year program, but I feel like if you want to be like a master bioinformatician, you should probably do some kind of graduate work. But I think that's kind of true for like even like biology and stuff like that. You know, if you want to be a master in your field, you should take some kind of graduate work. And so I want to do that. Make sure I like doing research, and then if I do, I'm going to pursue a PhD and hopefully come back to UNO, and Deepak's going to hire me as an instructor, hopefully. So I want to teach bioinformatics and spread the word about this awesome field. So, yeah.
Information assurance is also a 4-year program. They do a 5-year master's degree, so you can tack on an extra year and get your master's, which is nice because it doesn't take a lot of time. But I've been out in the like workforce and interning and interviewing for internships, and so far everyone I've come across has said with the information assurance degree, you really only need your Bachelor of Science. So I'm probably going to stick with the 4 years.
Yeah, ITC Innovation is also 4 years. I believe we have a grad program now. I don't know. Do we?
There's an IT. You can do IT graduate work.
Do they have like the certain IT Innovation one yet? I'm not sure. Okay, so that is available, but yes, I've also like heard the word that it's okay just to have your 4-year and you should be good to go.
And then our other degree is computer science, which we don't have a pure computer science grad here, but student, but that's a 4-year also program. So are we? I think we're probably about done. It's about 10 to 7. I know Amanda has a couple of announcements for you, so she will be coming up front. Thank you so much for sharing, and feel free to talk with them informally